Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're here for the first time, hi, my name is Busari Molayo and I'm a Nigerian, I'm a registered nurse and I recently relocated to Scotland, United Kingdom to continue my career as a nurse. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing a very simple format on how to write a supporting statement for yourself as a nurse if you want to apply for jobs to the United Kingdom. I had an Instagram live session a couple of days ago, and I think one of the questions I got repeatedly was people asking me to explain how I wrote my supporting statement. Although in my earlier video that I spoke about how I migrated from Nigeria to Scotland as a nurse, and I talked about the step-by-step explanation, I left a link in the description of that video to a couple of supporting statement samples, but since you guys just want me to talk about it step by step, I'm going to take my time in this video to do that. So we're going to be dividing the supporting statement into four parts. The first one is introduction, the body, prospects, and conclusion. Introduction, body, prospects, and conclusion. Those are the four major parts that I'll basically divide the whole supporting statement into. Now, talking about the introduction, what I would expect or advise or suggest that you put in your introductory part of your supporting statement is a little bit about yourself, not just telling them your name. You tell them your name, the qualifications that you have, the exams that you have written and passed. Then you can align your personal goals with the 6 C's of nursing. I'm going to put the 6 C's on the screen. Why I feel this is important is that once they read the first introduction, they already know, okay, she's a registered nurse. She has the certificates that we want, the exams that would have expected her to pass, him or her to pass, before even applying for jobs or to make the process easier. She has written and passed them. So you have already given them a lot of information about the fact that, okay, you're really serious about this thing. So you can start with something like, my name is, okay, take for example, if I'm applying, I would say, my name is Busari Moleayo. I am a registered nurse with a bachelor's degree from Achievers University of Ondo State, Nigeria. I am a passionate nurse. Then you put in the 60s, that's the care, compassion, commitment, courage, and all of that. You put that in there and you talk about the fact that you have written and passed your IELTS with a band score of 8, and you have also written and passed the NNT UK CBT. Either adult CBT or midwifery CBT or mental health CBT, depending on what you're applying for, which one you've written and passed. So that gives them like an overview of like, okay, this person is already on the process, has the requirements, and she's ready to go. Once we can do the interview, then she's ready to go. Then when you get to the body of the letter, this is where you sell yourself. You have to sell yourself. Mind you, if you're selling yourself, you need to know that whatever you're selling aligns with the job that you're applying for. So in this part, you want to tell them how many years of experience you have as a registered nurse, where you have worked, and the skills that you possess. The skill you possess as a nurse, you have to actually mention them and identify them, especially when they are related to the ones that are related to the post you're applying for. If you are working in a neonatal unit and you're applying for a job in an adult unit or a geriatric unit, your skill for feeding baby, your skill for probably carrying out CPR on babies may not be relevant. Yes, it is a nursing skill, but it may not be relevant to the job you are applying for. So that is not necessary. If you are putting that in the body, you're more or less talking off point. Do you get my point? So you want to talk about skills that you have that align with that job you're applying for. You cannot be applying for a job in renal unit and you're putting skill of an O&G nurse there. So I'll advise that you probably Google, know the roles of a nurse in that unit, either if you don't know before, but you're a registered nurse, I expect that you would know. So you align the skill you have to the job you're applying for. That is why the supporting statement for every job, you have to look through it and edit it wherever it is necessary. I'm not asking you to lie, but make sure that whatever skill you're writing aligns with the job. You cannot be applying for a job in a theater and you're talking about your skill in, I don't know, you're talking about your skill in the labor room. It doesn't really align. Of course, they are all under healthcare, they are all under your skills as a nurse, but you have to be very specific. So you list them out. That is what makes up the body. So you tell them, I've had 3 years of experience there. Have you worked in a tertiary hospital? Did you work in a private hospital? Have you had, at any point in time, have you been in a managerial position? The managerial position does not necessarily mean that you are the owner of the hospital, or probably your dad owns it, or you are the admin staff, or you are the HNS. No, as long as you have, probably you've charged several shifts, like you've been the most senior nurse on a shift and you have to coordinate, delegate roles to people. Yes, that is a managerial role experience, like you're managing people. So that is it. Probably you were even like the only registered nurse in a private hospital where you worked, and you had community health extension workers working with you, healthcare assistants, student nurses, and you had to delegate roles as a registered nurse. That's the managerial experience. So include that. Managerial experiences are very, very relevant. So put that in, put the skill there. So that is just like the body of the letter. I'm still going to leave the link to the samples that I have in the description of this video so that you guys will have like a better view of what I'm talking about. The next part is the part where you talk about your prospects. That is the part where you have to answer the literal question: what do you bring to the table? That's just it. What do you have to offer them? You have the skill that they need. You've passed the exam. What else do you have to offer? No, do you have any research you've done, like things that are relevant to that job that you feel you can bring to them? Probably your experiences in Africa. You've done some notable things. You're an award-winning nurse or something. Put that in the third aspect. Like, that's what else you bring to the table. What separates you from any other person that might be applying for that job? That is what should be the third part. Then the conclusion is where you appreciate the fact that they've gone through it, because the fact that they've taken their time to read through whatever you write is a lot, or whatever you have written is a lot. So thank them for reading through it. Then probably include any information on as to how they can get back to you. Probably your email has been included in the application or something. If they want to reach you, this is this, and you're willing to like further discuss the terms of their employment or this and that. And that's all about it. It's really not that hard. Writing the supporting statement is really not that hard. But what is important is that make sure the supporting statement you are writing aligns with the job you're applying for, because if it doesn't, it's just a total waste of time. It's a total waste of time. You can't be applying for an ORG job and you're putting experiences of somebody in, I don't know, geriatric nursing or mental health nursing. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't align. Or you're applying for a mental health job and trying to tell them that you have experience in ORG. How does it relate? That's a major thing you have to take note of. So don't just write one supporting statement and start copying and pasting it on every application you make. No. Look at the job you're applying for, go back to that body, edit it, and put relevant skills there, and I think you're good to go. Now, for those who specifically want to apply to NHS Scotland, because I got questions like that as well. For those that are aware that I got my job through the NHS Scotland website, I would advise that you Google about NHS Scotland, know their values, things that they hold important. If possible, that particular trust that you're applying to, Google about them, know their values, and then there's a section where you have to write about how your personal goals as a nurse aligns with the NHS. So you have to tailor it to that. The same way you're tailoring your experiences to the role you're applying for, tailor your interest to NHS as well. Don't just go off point. Don't just write anything. Ensure that what you're writing aligns with their goals and aligns with what they want. So it's not really that deep. I'll leave the link to some samples that I have in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video. For more videos, click here, and bye.